Yeah.
It's my first time on camera.
It ain't even beat belt camera. Is the fact that I don't really. Is this the camera right here?
That's
okay, bam. Okay, cool. Because like looking straight, but it's catching my profile. You feel me? This ain't my best side. I need to get the line up and shit. Hey, I'm gonna be sexy when I get the line up. But this is about video games. So, so how long? Or do we have to introduce ourselves?
No, just fucking off. We're just in the studio talking shit, man.
Cool, man. I want to try that pipe and get me right to be talkative and shit. What y'all was talking about before I got here?
We been talking shit. We've been talking about some of everything, bro.
Yeah.
For real.
I feel that.
We're gonna talk about our first game.
First gaming experience or first video game?
Just first experience.
I know my first experience just came from the arcades.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I used to have to go to the mall with my mom and my sister. And they always want to go to like, shop girly shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do that, man. Give me $5 and me go to the arcade. That's when I started falling in love. My first system was the Genesis stuff.
How old were you?
I don't want to tell my age.
This is how old you was when that happened.
I mean, somebody can do the calculations, and you know what I'm saying.
All right.
I was 5. That was my first gaming system. And the first 3 games I had was Sonic, Street Fighter 2. Huh?
Step out.
I don't give a damn.
How about you? I know you got to step out. We got, there's a couple of goddamn public people.
Oh yeah, true. That's why we gotta goddamn go ahead and move, man. If we was in goddamn Colorado, it wouldn't be an issue. Where y'all getting it from?
Sky's the limit. Just keep on pushing on.
Bro, on everything off the record. Hey man.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't really fool with nothing else. Hold up. Oh, we got a little blur. Okay. Blur lines. That was a rape anthem.
No.
Blur Lines by Robin Thicke is a rape anthem, bro.
Word.
It's the blurred lines of consent.
You got a ring too.
Yeah. That nigga talking about he don't know if she's saying yes or no.
Bro. And the name, hold on.
Blurred lines, bro. Blurring the lines of consent. That's what that song is about.
No.
That song is I know you want it. Fuck what you saying. I know you want it. You're a good girl. I hate these blurred lines.
Word.
Yes, bro. That man talking about he want to fuck and she want to fuck even if she's saying no.
And she not even. Oh man,
she's not sure. She's unsure of it right now.
And you gonna name the song
Blurred Lines, bro? It was a rape anthem, real life. Everybody got mad because of the Marvin Gaye shit, which he did Jack Marvin Gaye. But folks is overlooking the fact. Yeah, it's a rape anthem, bro. It's real deal. Like,
damn.
That shit. I was telling you, goddamn, give me that pussy.
There's so much shit slide. That's what we talking about. Drake shit just sliding through the cracks.
Yeah,
some sound shit.
Yeah, niggas just bouncing with it. You not listening to what these niggas saying, bro. These niggas is taking intercourse out here, bro. It is not consensual, bro.
Yeah.
That shit is not cool, bro. Let niggas know, bro. That shit ain't cool, bro. We in the rape culture, bro. All of that shit got going on the window, bro. If she ain't all the way with it, bro. If you cannot say, hey, are you sure you want to do this? And she don't say yes, and she ain't in a clear state of mind, bro. That shit rape, bro.
True.
Now talk right, you know what I'm saying? We gotta fix the culture, bro. We gotta fix the culture. This shit ridiculous. Nigga make an anthem. You know what though? My nigga Marvin Gaye had the anti-rape album anthem. Motherfucker, I want you. He's saying I want you the right way.
Yeah.
I want you, but I want you to want me too. You know what I mean? Don't see you feel bro. Shouts out to my nigga Marvin, bro. We breaking shit down. I know we supposed to talk about video game. What bad, bro? It just been on my heart, man. These creepers, bro.
Crazy.
Yeah, oh baby, you ain't pour it up, you ain't roll it up. Don't trust it. Come from me, nigga.
I wonder this shit. That's all. No, I know what I'm gonna do. I got it.
I can tap that one on. I get off camera, dude.
Yeah. Yo. Yeah, you outside?
Yeah, I'm outside. You know, I got that. You know, it's curious.
Bro, I was to tell them the same thing, bro.
Alright, I'll be out there in a second.
Think of me?
Yeah.
Oh shit. That was hookah.
Yeah.
That was hookah smoking. Yeah, a lot of hookah smoking on around here.
Yeah,
so
straight tobacco.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, we just killing ourselves over here. We ain't enjoying ourselves. It's all good. But my first 3 games, Street Fighter 2, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Streets of Rage 2.
Okay.
Streets of Rage, my sisters broke that shit. They took that hoe out the game without turning it off.
Yeah.
That bitch will never strike back on. See? Bam. Bam. That's a hookah shit, right?
Yeah.
But what about you? What was your first gaming experience? When did you first fall in love with video games? Was it the first time you played it, or was it a particular?
Man, I don't know when it started. I know I always liked them. So
yeah.
First game I remember playing was Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember looking at my controller, Nintendo, looking at my controller and like just dying, trying to figure out what button I'm pressing. And I'll look up sometimes, but I'm just looking at the controller like, is that right?
Yeah.
And like that's when I remember just, I don't know, like having something for games where I was just curious about them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It just maybe want to play more, learn more about them, and figure them out. You know
That's real.
That was my first experience.
So, if you had to do a top 5 games of all time, I'm putting the stakes up there.
All time.
I'll give you top 10 if we go on all time.
Whoa, that's a lot. That's
a lot. Oh man,
I don't know if I can name that many right now.
All right, 5.
All right, 5. Hey man, all time. Put me on the spot, man.
I did. That's what this is for.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna start 5. Let me get down to the first one.
All right.
No. All time. I guess it's easiest if I go with my favorite first.
Yeah.
Starting from 5. Shit. What is my favorite game? I don't know. Maybe it's the one game I always think about. That, like, if I think of games I like, that's like always in there. It's Mischief Makers. It was a Nintendo 64 game about like a cyborg that just, it's this crazy, weird, messed up looking world. Whatever.
No, sir. Oh, shit. Good, man. Good to run into you, man.
Good to see you, man.
We were just talking, goddamn. I said, man, we got to run into each other.
Here we are. You know what I mean? That's how it works.
Indeed. What's going on, man? Good, man. Then stop. All right.
We here talking about video games and stuff. We here talking about video games.
That's what happens when you walk in this way. You're going to be talking about art and video games and hip hop, man.
All three. Yeah.
That's the big.
So you saying Mystic Maker?
Yeah.
Mischief Maker.
Yeah. Okay. So it was about.
It don't take long at all.
It's about basically the way the game works is pick stuff up, shake it, and you throw it.
Man, what's up, bro?
And it's just like, I don't know.
I was just telling myself, man. We were just talking. I said, man,
just how different it was and what it did.
Walk in, you see good people.
It's just like it's its own game.
I'm glad I bring
There's
TJ
no
with
other
me,
game
goddamn.
that uses
That shit happened on Saturday, as a matter of fact. That shit happened on Saturday, as a matter of fact. We're going to get to that in a minute. Let me finish this, man. Yeah, that shit happened on Saturday, as a matter of fact. It wasn't pretty. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, nobody did what that game did.
Yeah.
Like, nobody made a game like that game.
Okay.
Since it came out. So it's like its own thing. Kind of like how Death Stranding is now today. But that's my number one. Number two is probably if I could name a series, because basically I would do Final Fantasy.
I do it.
Yeah.
I do it.
Final Fantasy 8 was my first.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's my favorite, but it was my first one.
There's always something special about the first one.
Yeah, it is, man. It's something about that first one.
See, before my first exposure to Final Fantasy that I remember was Final Fantasy 7. I told you how I got that game and I tried to play it without the memory card.
Yeah.
But I didn't know that Final Fantasy stopped storylines, where every game started with a new storyline. So when 8 came out, I was trying to figure out who was Cloud. I was like, yo, why he look so different? You know what I'm saying? Like, how we gonna continue with this story? The man got brown hair now. Like, where did this come from? So, yeah, Final Fantasy 8.
Yeah, man. 8, number one, and I don't know. 7 wouldn't be my favorite, but 7 was really good.
I think 7 was the thing that pushed it over as far as like pop culture.
Yeah.
And making it like a mainstream thing. I think 7 was the one that did that.
I think too is because it was sci-fi.
Mm-hmm.
More people be into sci-fi than fantasy.
Okay.
Because it's more relatable. You know what I'm saying? And that and the fact that it was the first 3D Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
When you guys run around as 3D models. Like,
even though that was clunky as a motherfucker, now if you look at them now, them shits look garbage.
Yeah, they're like Lego people.
Yeah. Like, this is what niggas was tripping about. It was the cutscenes. I think it was the cutscenes that really got the cinematics that got people like, oh wow, because they couldn't have been about not about the game.
Yeah,
not about
it was something else. Revolutionary for the time.
What's up?
Kind of like Super Mario 64 was probably number 3.
Okay.
I remember my mama working at the mall.
Yeah.
And she had to take me with her. So I would go to Toys R Us because we had that in the mall where she worked. And Super Mario 64 was playing. And I went there like almost every day.
Played it
for like 2 hours, man. I did not let the other kids play it. Other kids would be behind me waiting
that
to
was
see.
mad
Like,
at you, bro.
Oh, this mine.
That takes some gall. That takes some gall to sit up there and play the game for 2 hours with a line behind you.
I was so into that game.
Yeah.
My mama would come get me after work, and I would cry. I would not want to leave.
Oh, man. Did you end up getting it?
Oh, yeah. I got it, man. I played the shit out of that game. I played the shit out of that game. I remember every level I went to, what order I went in it, what stars I got first, which ones I came back to get.
It's like that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I remember beating it for the first time, looking up. Well, no, we had magazines back then.
Yeah.
I saw the magazine. There's like a Yoshi on top of the castle, so I tried to get that shit.
See, you know, I got stuck in high school.
Yeah.
You gotta find a good
motherfucker.
And I just could not ever. I played this shit like 20 times. I could not find a way to get it. And that's all I needed.
Damn.
Still to this day, I haven't done it, but that game was just, I don't know, something about it, man. I still play the game today, just like.
I think for
no question.
I think for
that was a really big deal when it dropped, and Mario was already a big deal. But it's like when Mario 64 dropped, it was. That's to me. As much as I hate to admit it, because I'm a Sega fan. That's when Mario kind of started shitting on Sonic.
Yeah.
When Mario 64. I mean, Sonic, you had Sonic Adventures for the Dreamcast, and that was like a good push. But overall, for what that game did and what it was, that was the time to me when Mario trumped Sonic out.
Is not a word that people normally use
like,
in
that was revolutionary for its time.
Yeah.
little acronym.
3D
Because
camera
it's like just a
angles.
throwaway word. You don't use
Controls.
the big bold words. But since I'm using
Mario in 3D.
They fully, and you know, a lot of franchises
So then that
run into a lot of trouble when they try to take things from 2D to 3D. As far as maybe like losing identity, or you know what I'm saying, it feeling like a completely different game. I think Mario 64 was a perfect translation of Mario into the 3D world. I don't think too many companies get it right like that out the bat.
They don't. They
Shit, Sonic still ain't got it right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be hard on Sonic because I used to love Sonic, bro. Yeah, I used to love Sonic, bro. He had the little attitude. You know what I'm saying? Had the sneakers and shit. I love Sonic, bro. But he fucking up. He been fucking up.
You ain't gonna
get it right. You don't think Sonic ever gonna bounce back?
No, because I don't know why, but I feel like Sonic is made the way it is on purpose.
Yeah.
Because it's become a thing.
Yeah.
So it's like they get it now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they games, like they still making Sonic games. They're making Sonic games.
It's just they just trash.
Yeah.
They just trash. I stopped after Sonic Adventures 2. Yeah, that's when I gave up on Sonic. And I was down for him.
Oh, the world gave up on Sonic.
Yeah, man. And then they had Shadow, and then they had all of this weird shit that came after it. And it's you know, they used to have Sonic comic books. I used to fuck with those.
Yeah, the Archie comics.
Mm-hmm. The one I had was when him and Knuckles both got the Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah.
And they like went Super Saiyan to fought each other.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that shit was awesome. I wish I still had that. I didn't take care of shit.
I did watch that. What's that?
I don't know where it is.
That anime, basically musical. What's the name of that shit, man?
Yo,
that mind fuck shit you put me on, man.
Oh, Sound and Fury. Have y'all seen Sound and Fury?
Uh-uh.
Oh, this shit's hard,
It's hard as fuck.
Yeah. Nah, do acid first, man.
Do acid first? Oh man, see, this turned into a whole other conversation. We'll have to have another interview.
Do acid first.
Can we do one about drugs, bro?
Why not?
All right, cool. It's not this one because we don't do drugs on this podcast.
Nah.
We don't do drugs on this
It's just
podcast.
tobacco.
Yeah, this is just.
Did I walk into a podcast?
It's an interview. Yeah.
Yeah. So today we're just,
Focus on video games and hookah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. That's what's up.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
man. So don't let me interrupt y'all. You know what I'm saying? You know how we do.
Yeah.
We start the house age sections.
We got a cameo going on from
It's multiple things
young Con age stacks. You feel me? But yeah, Sonic we fucking. So all right, you said Mischief Maker,
Mm-hmm.
Final Fantasy,
Yeah.
Mario 64.
Yeah.
All right, so what's number 4?
Number 4, Dragon Quest. Dragon Quest 11.
Okay.
It's probably the best JRPG ever.
Okay.
For real.
Okay.
The pacing, like the art style, just everything about the game.
On point.
Everything they did is like they just use everything they did in the past and just actually spent time to look at it and find out which works best and what to keep and what to put out, or which certain things go well with other things. You know what I'm saying? It's like they took their time and just, kept the pace they was working within, from the start of Dragon Quest to where it is now.
Okay.
Like, there's one thing I can say about that game is like it has a pace that is constant. If that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah.
And it's like the game and the all the games in the series that come out is just like it's all a constant. And I think that's how they are able to do so well, doing basically the same game, really, with like 20 plus years or something. So it's just something about that. Like, I got so much respect for those games, everything in them, and just how well they play. That's good.
Okay.
And,
Number 5.
I don't know. See, it's tough between God of War
Which one?
Mainly the series. Well,
Just
the
the God
last
of War
one.
IP period.
Yeah, but the last one especially.
Yeah, I heard the last one was fucking amazing.
The last
one was crazy.
Was like
they completely reimagined this shit.
Literally game of the year.
Yeah, that's what people say. Man, I heard people talk about that shit like is the future of video games.
Yeah,
like, that's where video games are headed.
Yeah, well, yeah. What they did though, I wouldn't say it's like revolutionary or like game changing.
Yeah.
It was more like what they did, most games try to do, but it just did it better.
Yeah.
In the way that the gameplay works. It works.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In almost every sense of whatever you try to do, what the game tells you can do. From what I've seen, it works so well that even if you tried to fuck up, it would probably just fix it for you. So, you know what I'm saying?
Fix the fuck up.
The story was good.
Mm-hmm.
The way they placed the side quests and everything, and spaced it out, it's just it works so well in that the growth of the game, the experience and level and shit, you can basically fight whatever level monster you wanted from the start. You know what I mean? And you can beat it based on how good you play, not on your stats. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason. And gameplay wise, why that game was so good. It wasn't so linear where you had to fight this enemy at this part of the game. You got to fight this enemy at this part of the game because you can only do this then. But that game was so open, you could just, go somewhere out of the way and fight a monster that's 18 levels higher than you. And I mean, it might take you forever because you're not strong, but you could beat them.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? It was like a freedom. When you played that game, it was like a freedom. Just do what you want, you can fight who you want, you can kind of go where you want. You know what I mean? And like, there's no better way to appeal to your consumer than to, make a game about something they can now relate to.
Yeah.
Most gamers are male that play games like God of War. So having a story about a man and his son, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was touching.
That's gonna hit a lot of like dudes playing that game.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Sure. It was certain moments in that game, like certain moments where he was correcting his son. It reminded me of my father. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't play it, but I be watching story modes online.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it's something I'm really interested in, like I'll just watch the story mode. Because that's the thing that honestly that draws me to games most. It's story, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So if I can't play the game, I'll go online and check out the story mode. And it was definitely plenty of times during that game where it's like, damn, I remember my dad talking to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. Straighten up.
Yeah.
To get it right. You know what I'm saying? Or like the time where he told him to throw, I think he was either shoot the arrow or throw the axe. And one of the monsters, and he messed up.
Yeah. And
he had to pick up the slack for him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn, man. If you've ever been in that position, it's like, yeah, I know exactly what I feel like. Like that little, damn, my bad, dad. He was like, there ain't even no time for that. You know what I'm saying? That's some real life. Yeah, I can rock with God of War, man. I can rock with God of War.
That and like, you remember being the boy, but then as you older, you see yourself as kind of
the older one,
the father too. So you're like you see both sides now.
Yeah.
You see why your dad
was like that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I think that's that's the blessing. That's one of the blessings of getting older. And my father used to say this all the time. God bless his soul. He'd just be like, the only alternative to growing old is dying young. And one of the pleasures of growing older is being able to see things from different perspectives, realizing that your parents did understand. It wasn't that they didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? It was that, if anything, I was trying to make sure you didn't understand their problems. You know what I'm saying? And that's an element of God of War, of the new God of War. That's like, he's slow to let his son in on the past. You don't really want his son to see him for who he used to be. You want him to see him for who he is now. And I think that's a universal pressure of. I'm not a parent yet, but I can only imagine. You know what I'm saying? As far as parenting, you don't want your children to know you was wild. Right. You don't want your children to know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You did this, that, and the third. You want them to, hey, listen, I'm this stern person. I've been this person my whole life. So yeah, I think that definitely struck some emotional chords, man. Yeah, man. For sure. I would say my top 5 looks real different from your top 5. I think first of all, because I'm a fighting game man. I love fighting games. I love fighting games, man. Because I'm aggressive. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? I've always aggressive ass child, and it's like I was fighting. You know what I'm saying? So it was like that was something that kind of helped me not to in a way. And my mom used to like be scared that it was gonna make me violent. But I used to take out all my little frustrations on Tekken. You know what I'm saying? Like whoever I'm fighting on Tekken, you finna catch all of the shit that I caught today. Everything like, be unfair, hit you with the super moves, all of that shit all rip, bro. Lightning screw uppercut. That was Jin Kazama and Kazi. That was their move that like took off half the power, bro. I'd start off the fight with a lightning screw uppercut. Yeah, that was my shit. But I think my top 5, Tekken 3.
Okay.
In particular, I fuck with Tekken all over, but Tekken 3 was like that was a perfect game to me. That was a perfect fighting game to me. Shinryu, the Dreamcast, yeah. I mean, the whole series, but it was what you said about it being the first time, and I think Shinryu is not that revolutionary for today's standards. Yeah. But for when it came out, for it to really be like an open world game, and you got side quests and you see the day turn into night, and if you take too long, like you may take longer to finish the game as far as storyline. Like maybe you take 2 months in this, you know what I'm saying? Where somebody could take 2 weeks, you know what I'm saying? Depending on what it is they want to do. So that was a big one for me. NBA Street Volume 2.
That was
yeah. That one was hard, bro. With the Saint Lunatics, you can unlock the Saint Lunatics and all of that shit. That was my joint. Well, that's 3.
That's deep thought, right?
And that's 3. God of War. God of War has to be there the whole series. Just once again of like the memory of first playing it. Me and my roommate in college, like it had been out for a little while, and we got it on sale at Walmart, and we came back and niggas ain't go to sleep till like 4 a.m. Had an 8 o'clock class the next day and everything. We was just up playing God of War. So that's definitely one of them. And the last one. Nah, I gotta really think.
Do you think it's inflatable, or do you think he's like CGI in that?
I gotta go with Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Yeah,
that's right.
That was Street Fighter 3. Street Fighter Alpha 3.
Okay.
Yeah. So like they branched off in the Alpha. That was supposed to be like, even though Street Fighter has never had a story that gave a fuck, you know what I'm saying? That was supposed to be like the events before, in between Street Fighter and Street Fighter 2. That's what Street Fighter Alpha comes in. And the third one came out, I think, in 97 or 98. And at the time, it had like the most characters on the fighting game. It had 32 characters. It was something I spent a whole bunch of time playing, Man, my phone. Hold on 1 second. Street Fighter Alpha 3.
like he'll literally start drawing right here, like he'll draw X marks the spot right here, and then like create collages all through what's and then go all through the city. And man, that's some of the dopest art I've ever seen in my life.
So, what is something about the future of video games? 2-part question that excites you and that concerns you.
What excites me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess that more games are being made that are more creative now.
Okay.
So now I feel like I'm gonna see a lot of more games that are what I would prefer to play.
Okay.
Not the
franchise type shit.
Well, like I don't mind a franchise type shit if they just reworked it where it's a little more creative. Like I don't want no Madden type, like no Madden.
Yeah.
Like what I call a Madden is like Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Or
when they're releasing the same game, basically.
Yeah, the same shit
year.
every year.
Yeah, that shit. What?
It's like Call of Duty and all that shit. I don't. Like they are the same game.
Mm-hmm.
Like nobody say. They changed it like this much. You know what I'm saying? And you get a slightly different experience, but the base is so close to what it was last time. I don't know. I'm not. I want to stay away from that stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
So kind of excited about things changing. More indie games are getting noticed.
Mm-hmm.
And gaming in general is just being more popular now. So now the cool people are playing games.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, more people are buying them.
Mm-hmm.
It says more people are buying them. The studios got more money to, you know, make better games, make other games.
Yeah. And try more things.
Yeah, and they see that, like when Death Stranding came out, that alone changed so much in game because no company wants to make a game that they don't know is going to work or not.
Yeah.
And Kojima made his game. It's his. That's what he wanted, you know. And when the companies that make the AAA titles see how creative they got with theirs and what they did, they're gonna be less scared to, you know, do new things. So I feel like because it's competition.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're gonna take that route because they think, you know, that's what people want. That's what they're gonna do. You know, it's getting results. So I'm kind of excited about that. I'm pretty sure, like 2020 to 2022, we're gonna see some big games. I guess like with entertainment in general, it's just oversaturation of the stuff. Everybody's making games. Like you go on Steam, you got games made by literally anybody with a computer. Like the money to get a program to make whatever. So it's just so many of them, and I feel like so many more people are trying to make games. It's like a lot of good games get like passed up because there's just so many of them. Some games might actually be good that people don't think is good because they're playing so many games that's on that same level. You know, you don't really know. You don't appreciate, you know, what a game can give you because 10 other games can do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of concerned that it's gonna be like the inflation of entertainment, and not just the games, but like entertainment wise.
I mean, I think it's easier to create anything nowadays, and it's such a double-edged sword because I do believe that people who are on the ground, you know what I'm saying? When I say people who are on the ground, I mean people who are living like an everyday existence. You know what I'm saying? Don't have a whole bunch of money, don't have a whole bunch of whatever. I really do think in some ways the best art, video games included, because I do believe a video game is like an interactive art piece to me. You know what I'm saying? I think they make the best art, but at the same time, it's like, and I think they have a better grasp, or we, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm counting myself as a part of, you know what I'm saying, the everyday. I think we have a better grasp of what people are interested at this level, because I think what you were saying about kind of like the recycling of ideas, I think that in all entertainment comes from people who sit in suits and who just look at numbers. You know what I'm saying? Okay, well, this did well, so we're trying to keep replicating this. And they're so far removed from everyday people, they don't hear the complaints of, okay, we're kind of tired of this shit. You feel what I'm saying?
They don't even understand.
They as long as the numbers is coming in, and it's to the point now, it's the same thing with movies. Like, you know, Fast and Furious is like on its 30th movie now. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the name is so solidified that it's gonna make its numbers. It's gonna do, you know what I'm saying? Even though a majority of people are probably like, okay, we're you know, we can let this go. You know what I'm saying? We can try something new. But I do think that is cool as far as the indie game makers, but like you said, oversaturation and it being a thing of because I'm an MC, I'm a rapper, and I can tell you how frustrating it is to have developed and spent so much time on my craft and know how seriously I take it, but knowing the next person can just grab the mic and be like, just say some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Man, grab the mic and say fucking hysterectomy or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? People is gonna be on like, damn, you ain't put no time or effort into your craft. And that would be scary as far as, and I think it's like, because in all forms of expression, I feel like there's a balance that needs to be had between the person creating it and this being something that I want to create versus how the audience is going to receive it. I think as a responsible artist who's trying to make a career out of it, you always have to keep that in mind. I think with video games, it's double. They have to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, if I put out a song, that's 3 minutes or less. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to call and respond with it. You know what I'm saying? If you don't like it, you can just not invest, you know what I'm saying, that much energy into it until it's over with. Whereas a game, you got every mistake that, you know what I'm saying, the developer made, everything they looked over, you pay for it. You know what I'm saying? And frustration. So I do think that should be considered a lot more of video games. Like, is this gonna be enjoyable? Fuck the buck. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the money. Like, is this gonna be something that's gonna be enjoyable for people to play? Yeah, but once again, you gotta have people who are over it, who look at it as an art first and a business second. And I don't know when we're gonna get that way with any type of art, with movies, music, or games.
I feel like it's coming up because the artists of today and like the people doing all this shit today are more, I guess, social about themselves. Everything is like on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or whatever. They're posting their art and they're talking about how they're not appreciated, and they're talking about, oh, this person stole my art, and they sent like this angry letter back and won't take it down or something like that. And everybody's seeing it and like talking back and forth, and like it's like, as a community, they're all wanting to work at getting more recognition. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's gonna happen because we running the show. The artists are really running everything. So I think sometime in the next few years, like it's gonna peak. Art is gonna be peak again, like the Renaissance.
Yeah.
Everybody was all over this shit.
Yeah.
And it's gonna happen pretty soon.
I believe that.
Yeah,
I believe that. I mean, I think it's been in the process of happening for a couple of years. I don't think it's hit its apex yet, but yeah, it's definitely getting there.
It's gonna happen.
It's definitely getting there, man.
The next 5 years, it's gonna happen.
I'm gonna put energy behind that. I'm gonna be right there with it. Yeah. Go ahead and make. I mean, because if you think about it, man, the Harlem Renaissance was in the 1920s. We in the 2020s. You know what I'm saying? It's perfect time for another Renaissance to take place. And form in its own way. Of course, it's not gonna be that because you can't recreate history. But I do believe, just overall, like I think people's consciousness is changing.
Yeah.
And I think art in all forms of art, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's painting, whether it's drawing, whether it's music, movies, video games, I think all forms of art play a key role in that. And so as people's minds start changing about the world around them, the art will start reflecting it. And in a lot of ways, the art will push people to start thinking differently about the world around them.
Yeah. And another thing is just the type of art that's getting put out. And I think I was watching Butch Hartman on YouTube, and that's the dude who did Fairly Odd Parents and Danny Phantom. And he said, if you think about drawing something, or you ever get the urge to do it, just do it. Yeah. And like, just no matter how you feel about it or what, it's yours. Do that. Do what you like to do. And you said, if you don't, somebody else will.
That's it.
And that somebody else that do it might not be that good a person.
Yeah.
So it'd be better if you did it than let somebody else kind of ruin something and take their spot.
I think the thing that people forget is like, I think ideas exist in a reality different from ours. You know what I'm saying? You think the idea is just something in your head, but I think it really, truly, like, tangibly exists in another reality, right? And so there are all these ideas floating around, and I feel like people on a similar vibration, you go, like, regardless of your stature, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of how well known you are, if you have a similar vibration, you're gonna think of the same ideas. Right. So then it becomes like, it's really a race as to who's gonna grab this idea and manifest it first. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that. I remember when Kendrick dropped To Pimp a Butterfly, I had made a beat. Boris Gardner, Every Nigga's a Star. I remember hearing that song, hearing about the soundtrack it was attached to, everything. And I made like one of the dopest beats I ever made, sampling that song. But I was holding it. I was like, I gotta drop it at the right time.
Yeah, that's what that's how it happened.
Man, when Kendrick dropped that shit, bro, like my phone was blowing up. All my friends was like, bro, you heard that Kendrick? You heard that Kendrick? I'm like, nah, bro, I ain't heard no Kendrick, bro. So I finally went in my car and I went on Spotify and I played it. And the first thing was Every Nigga is a Star. And I wanted to throw my phone out the window. I was so hurt. I was like, yo, this nigga took my idea. It's not that he took my idea, it's that we was on similar vibrational patterns. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's in a different position, but he was the first one to act on it. Yeah. And so once you look at things like that, like at any moment, the idea that you're sitting on, somebody could be working on.
But see, another thing too, though, I want to say about that.
Yeah.
It could be possible that somebody else already did that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he might have got it from them, or, ain't no telling.
I thought that nigga was hacking my emails for a little while. Yeah. Oh, baby. You couldn't tell me Kendrick Lamar was not hacking my emails after he did that shit. But yeah.
Yeah, that's how it be, man. Like your idea and somebody else's idea that you saw, but you only had the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Is that happened to me a lot too. I feel like that happened to everybody because I don't feel like I'm special. So I feel like
it's pretty universal.
I feel like a lot of people go through that.
Yeah.
And I think like when you have an idea, when anybody has like an idea that they think, oh man, this is a good idea, this is my idea, that I'm gonna do, it's probably like, I want to say maybe 1 in 500 people.
Yeah. You thinking the same thing.
Exact thing.
But it is, once again, the vibrational frequencies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You can be on the same vibe as somebody you never met before.
Yeah.
You on the same vibe. You know what I'm saying? In particular, your exact vibrational frequency is matched by multiple people out in the world. You know what I'm saying? And you have no idea who they are. That's what I'm saying. Is like it almost becomes a race of like, all right, who's going to materialize this shit first? You know what I'm saying? Because the idea in itself, it isn't exclusive. And it isn't enough. It isn't enough to lay claims to it just because you had the idea.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like so. But the crazy thing is though, even with that, because I ended up just putting the beat out. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, to this day, that beat has more plays than anything I ever, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, in certain ways, you may feel like, oh, damn, this person took my idea. But in actuality, what they did was they gave the idea of room to exist in other people's minds. You feel what I'm saying? Like, as an artist now, like, I incorporate poetry in a lot of my shit. You know what I'm saying? And so people used to be like, oh man, you a Wale type, man. I used to hate that because I think Wale is very average. You know what I'm saying? So it was like when folks say that.
You said
Black Thought.
Nah, Black Thought zero.
Oh,
Black Thought was too much of a good analogy for that.
I feel you.
I'll say Black Thought zero.
Ooh. Hey man, the opinions and views of Dead Stock.
That's like Jay said that shit.
I fuck with you to an extent. I just didn't want people to say I sounded like you. You know what I'm saying? But I think when shit like that happens, like it gives people a palate to be able to accept it and understand it. So it may seem like, oh man, this person took this, that, and the third, but without them doing it first and being on the level that they on, you trying to do it may not have connected with so many people. You feel what I'm saying? So all of that is stuff to take into example. And then the idea that no idea is actually original. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah.
Everybody, no matter what you're thinking of, somebody that thought of it, somebody may have tried it. You know what I'm saying? People may have failed at it. Some people may have succeeded. And didn't get the right exposure, but it's like all of this shit is, you know what I'm saying? All this shit's recycled anyway.
Right, yeah.
You know?
It's all about what you see.
Mm-hmm.
People think the world is the world until they see something new.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't think that there might be something new. You know what I'm saying? They're just like, all right, this is everything. That's it. This is my world. Anything else behind that is
not real.
Don't exist.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not that. You know what I'm saying? It's just
to piggyback off that, into your love of gaming. Do you feel like, because I know for me, especially younger, games would take me to another place. Kind of take me away. Just games in general. You know what I'm saying? That was one of the reasons I love video games so much, because it was like, okay, I get to put my reality on pause for a little while and enter this game. You know what I'm saying? Or this reality. What game have you felt completely like engulfed in? Like you were living in that world? Have you ever had an experience gaming like that?
Final Fantasy 8.
Okay.
I think the perfect age for what they were going for, market wise.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I was, I think 13, 14 or something.
Mm.
And Squall, the main character, he was like, you know, he was all emo and shit. And all this shit was happening to him, and he just wanted to just do what he wanted to do.
Mm.
And they made him the leader. He didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
And like, it's just, they kept putting shit on him, and he just, you know, he didn't feel like he was ready or fit to do anything what people expected of him. When everybody expected so much shit from him. And like,
you feel like you could relate to that?
Yeah, you know, I feel like that was me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like I feel like that's where you at when you're that age. And I think that's what they was going for when they made that game. Because most anime and Japanese games are like that.
Yeah.
But the game came at me at the perfect time, and I was just in there. Like, I remember Zell. I remember what Zell lived. I know. I remember what parts you meet certain people, characters at.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I remember going to certain places and doing certain fights and shit. Like, I was like there, in there.
He was there.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I think Shenmue was that for me.
Yeah.
Shenmue was that for me. Me and my little sister used to play, and I was never really good at, like, when you were talking about the houses and where people lived and this and the third, I was never good at directions.
Right.
So, like, I'll be playing a game, and my sister be the one giving me directions. Like, oh, it's over here. Remember, it's over here. Remember, it's over here. And, like, I do all the action shit. But just something to where it's like, it's just like real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to remember where your friends live. You know what I'm saying? You got to remember where so-and-so live. You know what I'm saying? And to be able to have that experience in a video game so realistically. You know what I'm saying? Like, because in a lot of video games, like, you go through this door and then you're in the place you need to be in, where it's like, nah, you really got to remember the street, bro. You got to go there. You got to go home, go back there the next day. You know what I'm saying? To the point where, okay, I'm like emotionally invested in this shit now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm real. You know?
Feed the cat and shit.
Yeah, you got to do all of that, bro. You want to play the arcade game? You got to make sure you got enough money because it's gonna cost. It's like, damn, this is real deal. In a crazy way, adulthood. You know what I'm saying? Like, just feeling completely responsible for a character. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, man. So,
yeah, that did it for me too, man. Shenmue.
That was my shit. I'm so glad they got the third one out. My little sister got this shit now. I told her don't even pop that. Like, she in Birmingham. I'm like, man, don't pop that in until I get in there. Don't pop that in until I get to Birmingham. I gotta see this shit in too. This is like, well, I got Shenmue at 13. It's like damn, 15 years in the making. Yo, I gotta see how this went out. You know?
Yeah, man. That game was special to me. I got a Dreamcast 6 months ago from the flea market just to play Shenmue.
How much did it cost?
$50.
I gotta find me a Dreamcast, bro.
Man, I'll probably give you one I got.
Hey,
I'll say though, now I don't know if you know about the insides of technology or whatever, but basically, what do you?
No.
Okay. Well, basically, the game shuts off by itself if it's on for too long.
Okay.
And the reason it does that is because the processor was going to get too hot.
Yeah.
So what's supposed to keep it from getting that hot is thermal solution on the processor, and that's connected to like a big metal basically big metal block with like ridges and shit.
Okay.
And that transfer the heats up, and then the fan blows all that shit out.
Okay.
But the processor on the Dreamcast, I don't know why Dreamcast did this. It's retarded. But they use thermal pad instead of a thermal paste. So a thermal pad don't last as long as thermal paste. And they went out. So, I mean, because it's old as fuck.
Yeah.
So, only thing with that is just it'll shut off if you play it for like, or if it's on for like 5 hours or something.
So yeah, I always ration. That's one thing that my mother taught me that I didn't want to learn was like rationing time with video games. Like after a little while, I think once I turned like 12, 13, it was like, all right, we're gonna put a time in on that. Because I was like, I'll be the type to play video games and do my homework. I ain't read up on my assignment. Yeah. So they started. So it's in me now. It's been like ingrained in me to stop playing after a little while. And then plus it's like I be wanting to keep. It's like watching a good TV show. As much as you may want to binge on that TV show, you know the next season don't come out.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Until next year.
Later,
So it's like, all right, let me buy my time with this. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
You said 5 minutes?
Yeah.
All right, cool. My bad. That's why we can't do like live shit. We gotta be able to cut shit like this out.
See, we're gonna come back to it.
We can come back to it for sure.
I mean, it's streaming, but it should save after.
And then we can go back in.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. Hell yeah.
So, I mean, who watching?
Who said YG Mac? Who YG Mac? Who YG Mac?
Oh, you know.
Pat?
Yes.
He said y'all like 3 versions of the same person. I can see that. It's like, and you ever seen I know it's happening in some anime where a nigga gets split up into 3 different parts, and there's 3 different parts of his personality.
I know there's one out there, but I don't know.
I can't think of one off top, but I know there's a storyline somewhere.
Yeah,
I can see that. Exactly. I can see that being right now. So this is the first episode.
Yeah.
What we gonna call this? First episode.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Appreciate everybody who watched. Appreciate everybody who will watch. And we'll be back. Same back play. Oh, let me say that. It could be copyright. We'll be back. And that's all you need to know. You feel me? That's all you need to know, my nigga.
You need to stick around for my session, man. I got one quick take, man. I want you to hit.